at the moment they're halfway to booking themselves a place in the second round against the number 2 seeds.
Level play. One love.
Yes, I think one of the things that the American pair has got to do a little better is their return of serves.
Kind of feel for them a little bit out on the court at the moment, because I'm sure they can play a lot better than this. As we said, we haven't seen that much of them from their play over the last few years, but obviously to get to a world ranking of 34, you have to get to a certain standard. There's been a lot of errors in their game here, maybe a bit nerves, you know. It's a step up, obviously, playing in the World Championships.
Yes, and we've alluded to it earlier in the day, talking about how important this is, not just because it's a World Championship, but, you know, points from this towards world rankings will have a big effect on who qualifies for the Olympic Games next year. And of course, this is the Olympic venue, and so all the players here getting a taste of what it would be like to play in an Olympic Games venue, and, you know, big points for World Championships. You know, so this is absolutely desperate. And you've got to remember, of course, that as far as the Olympic Games is concerned, as with here, every continent has to be represented in each discipline. So for this American pair, you know, if they were to win this first round match, you know, I know that it looks unlikely at the moment, but that would give them huge points towards being the qualifiers from the American continent. Sure. So, you know, this is far more important than just a first round match. And I know that sounds as if I'm belittling the World Championships, but, you know, this has got double the emphasis on all the players.
Yeah, there's more than one goal, put it that way,
yes,
for getting through the first round.
Yeah.
Because the ranking points that are on offer this week obviously are going to be higher than any of the other events that Leon and Banyana are going to be playing over at least the next 6 months or so. They're not going to be playing in any of the Super Series events.
Service over 3-5.
Interesting that Howard Buck, who lost earlier today in the men's doubles, former world champion, of course, he's sitting behind the court helping with the coaching.
Yeah, he had a disappointing game, didn't he, earlier on?
Service over.
Tony Gunawan, there he is.
3
on the left. Yeah, and he must be very disappointed. How good is that to see him here supporting teammates, not just supporting, but actually helping them in this match? That shows, you know, we are an individual sport, but that shows good team spirit, doesn't it?
No sulking. Of course, you know, to have him and Tony in the team is vital, really, for the Americans, because, you know, these are guys that have been there and done it, got world championship titles, Olympic titles behind them. Good.
Service over.
In case you're wondering what all the noise is about, you know, obviously there are 4 courts inside the Wembley Arena, as you can see there. So not all the action necessarily, from a crowd perspective, is always focused on the show court.
8-5. Service over. 6-8.
So, Jill, just a generic question for you. Well, you know, something we touched on with I touched on with Mawson earlier about the World Championships. The fact that it's being held every year, are you in favour of that, or are you one that prefers the fact that it was every 2 years or every 3 years as it has been in the past?
There's two ways of looking at it. You know, if you're a player, you get a chance every year to win a world title. But the whole point in life is that things that are rare are more precious. You know, so an Olympic title, you only get the opportunity once every 4 years. That's a fleeting opportunity. And for most athletes in most sports, to be at your physical peak for more than one Olympic Games is pretty tough. And women's gymnastics, virtually impossible.
Sure.
It doesn't happen. It can happen in badminton. We've seen it happen in badminton. And that's what makes the Olympics so special, because it is once only 4 years. And I do wonder whether some players, whether the mystique, whether the honour of winning a world title has been diminished by the fact that it is every year now, apart from Olympic year. So we have 3 world championships every 4 years. And
but the way you can look at that conversely is it's great to have the calibre of players that you have almost guaranteed on a yearly basis. You know, obviously the Olympics, and then on the other years with the World Championships.
And I think today, as we go to the mid-game interval, I think we've seen beyond any shadow of a doubt how important it is to have that annual opportunity, because with players like Kevin Corton from Guatemala, when else does he have an opportunity to play Qianlong?
No.
So, you know, this match, this women's doubles, the American pair playing against the Indian pair. The Indian pair are regulars on the Super Series circuit. So for the Americans, they don't often get a chance to play the calibre of the Indian players. There are so many matchups today where players who are not high enough in the world rankings are getting their opportunities. And, you know, sadly I haven't had the opportunity to watch too much of the other courts, because we've been concentrated here on court number 1. But there have been a number of players who are lower ranked who have really grasped that opportunity. They've had one opportunity this year and they've taken it. They've shown they can beat some of the top players in the world. So it's very important for global development of badminton that we have these annual World Championships. I haven't really answered your question, have I?
Maybe there isn't a straightforward answer.
I don't think there is.
Service over. 10-11.
Oh, that's nice.
Service over. 12-10.
Yeah, up to the left-hander's forehand side. Time and time again. But it's the good placement of the smash from Ponopa.
See, they were out of position there in terms of who was at the front and the back. For just one shot, immediately they got reversed again.
Yeah.
You've got to know what works for you and play to it.
Absolutely.
Service over. 11.
Absolutely
13.
logical. Play to your strengths, play to your opponent's weaknesses, exploit their weaknesses, and use your strengths.
Service over. 14-11.
Yep, there she is. Looking for the push.
15-11.
Down her forehand side. It's a great serve. Couldn't follow it up though.
Service over.
Look at disgust on the face of Gutta, who says that Commonwealth Games win is history now. Time to start a new chapter. Now they'd like to make it a chapter worth reading here at the World Championships in
Service
London.
over. 16-12.
Fierce.
Completely out of position.
17-12.
Obanyana.
$18-12. Service over, 13-18.
Well, it's a question of when, not if, isn't it, regarding this match?
(14-18).
So attacking.
Yeah.
So convincing as well.
Service over.
And so inevitable, the outcome of the rally.
19-14. Service over, 15-19.
Good smash again.
Service over.
So those are the 5 match points for
match point, 15.
Ponapa. That call going.
Service over.
The American way there.
16-20.
Well, a missed opportunity, but there are others to come.
Yeah. Good rally.
18-20.
Well put away by Eva Lee, but too little too late, you think, because there's the winning smash from Ashwini Ponapa, and for the second match in a row it's Indian celebrations on court 1. (21-9), 21-18 the victory margin.
Won by Jwala Gupta, Ashwini Ponapa, 21-9, 21-18.
So convincing. Up next for them is Chen Wen Sing and Chen Yu Chin. And as Jill was saying, the Chinese Taipei #2 seeds haven't exactly been in greatest form. And given the display there from Ashwini Ponapa and Jwala Gupta, maybe a chance to progress further into the week here at the Wembley Indoor Arena for these World Championships.